South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rockin' dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grandview Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grandview Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grandview Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby. South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Let's get ready to rumble! How much money do we have to pay Michael Buffer for me saying that? It's fight night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, and thanks for joining us. It might be lunch with punch. That's what we like to call it. If you're in the Pacific time zone, maybe you're in the Mountain time zone, you eat lunch at 1. Maybe you eat a late lunch in the East Coast, it's 3 p.m. Thanks for watching the show. The program here is a fun conversation. It's a fun show of conversation. We got viral videos, we got some comedy, and we have some gambling advice. Huge show today. And listen, I could take the easy way out today because it's a Friday and just put in a layup of an effort. Or I could give it my all and try to dazzle the viewers like this kid in a high school basketball game. Watch this little kid here. Well, he's not little, but he has the layup, Jeff. He could take the layup, mini showboat. Instead, is he going to take a 3? Or is he going to try to do a trick shot? Watch this. In. All right, so the comments included my coach benching me for just watching this video, and rumor has it he won't play another game the rest of the season. Regardless, I thought it was a pretty cool move, something I probably would have done. Okay, back to my boxing theme. In this corner, fighting out of the blue corner. They use blue lights on Sports by the Book. From the fighting city of Allendale, New Jersey, weighing in at his current weight, with a lifetime record of shows hosted 322-0, with knockout information and picks, Jersey Jeff, the king of stats with no tats, Jeff, pound the parlays, Parles.
I like the king of stats with no tats.
King
is
of
good.
Stats with
That's
no,
good.
That's
bravo.
Thank you.
That was very good. I like that.
By the way, it's been trademarked, so anytime anyone says it,
it all goes to you.
I will get money.
That's a shame. But I would like the money instead of you.
It's money I have to give to Michael.
That's very good, though. Well
there
done.
You go.
Well done.
Allendale, New Jersey. Any famous athletes or celebrities out of Allendale besides yourself?
Not really. The most famous graduate from my high school is James Comey. So
James, why do I know? It's a political.
It's political name.
And Ann's Mike's.
Look back to the first time Trump was in office.
Okay, yeah, I remember now.
And the most famous thing with my town is that Babe Ruth, back in the day, would show up in my town because apparently there was some sort of vacation thing.
Okay.
And is eating at the Allendale Bar and Grill, has been over there for over 100 years.
So he was actually in there.
So Babe Ruth was in Allendale.
Babe Ruth ate here.
Yes.
Which a lot lot of establishments in America at the time could probably say.
Yes. But Babe Ruth, yes, that's probably the biggest thing, more so than anything.
Jeff, do you have we're not going to talk about the fight yet. Do you have an all-time favorite boxer? Was just a question I was going to kick.
All-time, I mean, boxing's really, for people my age, boxing was already on the way out.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Like that's the problem. Like we waited
exactly
for
right.
waited forever to get Pacquiao and Mayweather, and then the fight sucked. Even though there's an all-time great college story along with that, that's not even remotely close to being appropriate for air. So we have to save that for a different time.
Okay,
like Fury and Wilder, like the first fight Wilder won, but they totally screwed up the scoring.
I remember that.
And the second fight was the biggest bet I've ever made on Wilder, and he gets knocked out because his ear exploded in the middle of the fight, and then Fury destroyed him in the third. So for me, like the golden age of boxing is well past.
Yeah, I grew up. I mean, towards the end of Ali, but then Larry Holmes, but then Tyson, and then Sugar Ray.
But you had
Hagler, Hearns.
You had Holmes, like you had all the
lot of great boxing.
So many great fights.
I was a big boxing fan.
Obviously, Vinny is the treasure trove of all the great stories.
Yeah.
But,
he was there when Fan Man came in at the MGM when we showed on this day. The guy who came down. Remember
was
the
it
guy
at Caesars?
It was at Caesars. Yeah, was it Caesars or MGM? Was it?
I don't
remember.
think it's that. Pretty sure it's at Caesars.
One of those two.
Yeah.
Vinny! All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we Jeff Parles, we're always excited, but also on the show today, we have fight expert Lou Finocchiaro. Fight analyst Lou Finocchiaro will be here. He's going to talk the boxing match tonight, and he's going to talk about UFC fights. We got a lot of UFC stuff. If you're a UFC fan, put a question in the chat now. Lou will answer it. All right. He's probably going to give us some picks. Also, if you're new to the show and you've never subscribed, you got to subscribe, and then you can get in the chat room, and you'll be in the chat room after 5 minutes once you subscribe. I ran into a celebrity here at the hotel, and I have a picture to prove it. If you follow me on Twitter, maybe you saw it, at Frank Nicotero. Probably one of the last people I thought I'd see. I was walking. I was heading to the business center to print out the script, and I'm like, was that? No. And then I go, X. Ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit, the rapper Exhibit from Pimp My Ride, is playing slots over at the South Point. I don't know, South Park. I don't know where I got that. Anyway, Exhibit's here. I said, hey, you want to stop by? He actually remembered me from Street Smarts. I remember you. Oh, God, is there a flag on the play on that?
No, you're okay.
Okay. Anyway, I said, hey, Exhibit, we do show from 12 to 1. If you want to stop by, come in and pimp our studio. That would be nice. Which, by the way, I believe we are getting a new desk at some point. How long?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, there it is. It's the running joke. Also, Chris Andrews, the sports director here at the South Point, will be by at about 12:40 to do Judge Chris Andrews, where Jeff and I discuss some topics and he declares who made the better case. It's a really fun bit that we have a lot of fun doing it. Today on the Punch Menu, comedy clip of the day, picks at 12:36, Judge Chris Andrews. And in the Punch Bowl Pundits, which is an abbreviated version, we have Detroit Gummy Toss and an Hall of Fame NHLer doing something incredibly odd on the ice. But now it's time for a top-of-show breaking video. You might have seen this, but we have to show it. Later on today, we're all going to be watching the fight live on Netflix between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. But yesterday's weigh-in, they needed a moment to pizzazz, a little pizzazz to make everyone talk about it more. So if you haven't seen it, here we go. This is top of show breaking video. We got a couple for Mike Tyson. The second one's Hall of Fame. So here we go. He smacked Jake Paul. He smacked him. Now, if that was Jeff or I getting smacked, we wouldn't be on the show right now. We'd probably be in traction for quite a while. Seemed a little set up. Seemed to be a lot of people there ready to jump in, Jeff. Right? Jeff does this fight to Jeff. We're going to get your opinion on this soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'll say what I got.
Okay. Now, if you think,
but let's just put it this way.
Go for it. Yeah.
Let's just put it this way. WWE couldn't have staged something that good. That's how staged that slap was.
It's like going to look at a house. It's already been staged. Here we go.
Exactly.
If you think that was staged, fine. But you don't think Mike is serious about this fight. This is a child, a young girl. I think her name is Jazzy. Did you see this interviewing him?
I did.
Oh my God! All right, this gets dark really fast.
Yes,
here we go. Child asks a question.
To the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for.
So she's eager to talk to a heavyweight legend.
Mike Tyson in the ring for the first
really good professionalism from the kid too, Frank.
I agree. Like to leave behind when it's all said.
And here's where it gets.
I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Someone said that word and everyone grabbed on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me.
And here's where it gets really dark.
I'm gonna die. Who cares about
He looks right at her too.
With a big ego, so I'm gonna die. I want people to think that I'm dead. I'm dead. We're nothing. We're dead. We're dust. Our legacy is nothing.
is something.
The best part is, and again, credit.
Can you really imagine?
This is what he says the F word.
I want my legacy to be this way when you're dead. Why do you want to you think someone really wants to think about you? What's the audacity? I think I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the cares? My kids.
Yeah, she's just nodding, looking at her producer. Yeah.
And again, thank you so much for sharing that.
Say again.
I gotta give her a lot of credit.
Yeah, got a future.
She handled that much better than 90% of people would have handled it. And for Tyson, I mean, it's just vintage Tyson, right?
The follow-up question.
Not reading the room one bit at all.
The follow-up question would be like, what's your favorite color? You know, just like something so
like you could have done something so absurd.
Yeah.
Like, Mike, what are you eating tomorrow night before the fight? Like,
oh, my God. And then he started talking about his clothing line after that.
That was very funny.
Oh, my God.
That was the best thing to come from this fight.
And by the way, that Jazzy, that girl who interviewed, she has a blue check mark. I followed her because if she does that with a lot of athletes, I need to see more. So we really enjoyed that. All right. It's time.
We're all dust.
We're all dust. We're all just going to be dust, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It's time for our comedy clip of the day, Jeff. This one, we enjoy these clips. This is kind of a theme where they go bandwagon or diehard. So someone asked some Philadelphia Eagle fans. Here we go. I know. Sorry. It's like, Ann's mic's not working. All right. So comedy clip. Just roll the clip. Philly diehard fans, bandwagon or diehard. Here we oh, nope. It's not a line of the night, but that's all right. Oh, my God. Exhibit might stop by, Ann. Come on. All right, Jeff, we like these. I don't know. Come on, have it. Come on. It's two.
Did Jalen Hurts go to college? Where did Jalen Hurts go to college? It's a red school. Where did Jalen Hurts go to college?
How does no one know this?
Here we go.
This guy's got to know.
I have no idea. North Dakota.
North Dakota? They show wins. There you go.
Where did Jalen Hurts go to college? Alabama, OU, which one you want?
There you go.
Did Jalen Hurts go to college?
Is she going to know?
Alabama or Oklahoma?
There you go.
Jalen Hurts go to college? Alabama, baby, all day.
There's the player. I'm not sure who that was.
Alabama and then Oklahoma.
Alabama. So guess what? He got some tickets from Tick Picks. There you go. So you got some pretty easy question on that one.
I love the I'm diehard, and I absolutely like. It's
Right.
one thing with the baseball thing.
Yeah.
Like when we did the Yankees one where people didn't know where Aaron Judge went to Fresno
Right.
State.
It was Fresno State, right?
Like, okay, fine. Like we don't want, as an American society, we
Right.
really only watch college baseball when the College World Series
exactly.
wraps around.
But football's
But
different.
Football, we watch college football as much as we watch the NFL.
This is true.
Now, granted, that area of the country, growing up there,
Yeah.
an I-95 corridor from Boston on down to
Not
about
a lot of
DC.
college, yeah.
Not a lot of college interest
point.
because look at how bad the teams are
Yeah.
for the most part in that stretch.
Right, that's a good point.
Because Penn State's obviously to the west
Sure.
and off the corridor. But come on. Jalen
Hurts. But to two.
Jalen Hurts transferring from Oklahoma to Oklahoma from
was
Alabama
huge news.
was a huge deal when that
I
happened.
agree, Jeff. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it's time for roll call. Let's take a look and see what the punchies think of the show today so far. And we asked a question at the beginning of the show. We asked who wins the fight. So here we go. Wow, very active chat room. Here we go. Looks like Keith Lyle Tyson has something to prove.
I don't know who that is.
Do you know Kyle?
Yes.
You know Kyle?
I do know Kyle, yes.
Reno Paul, the kid is like TJ, fierce. Wait, what? Oh, the kid. That's an inside joke. Blade would have made that shot. Thank you. All right, not Sean. Tyson was plus 180 this morning. Now he's plus 220 at the South Point. Something doesn't seem right. Who else is in there? Let's see here. JR, happy Friday. B-Town Dummy. Right now, Tyson couldn't beat Piston Honda, let alone Glass Joe. He's done. Going to be uglier than The Hangover 2. Hey, B-Town Dummy, I will take your money on this. You owe me money for the Chucker bet anyway. I will bet you Tyson wins. Nick Sansone. Nick says, the interview tells me Tyson is in a dark place, which is good for him winning. I like that, Nick. Very good. The little girl is hosting Sports by the Book next Thursday. All right, good. All right, thank you, chat room. Very busy day. Big fight tonight.
Who threw out that last one?
Kyle.
Okay.
Wait, was it Kyle?
Was it Kyle?
Here, look at my screen. See how dim it is? That means my battery's low, so I'm straining
You
to
know
see.
that they make chargers that you can plug
it's
in,
right over there on that table. I could get up and get it. I could go get it.
Go get it.
All right,
I got it.
Jeff,
I got it. Well,
Jeff, do lines of the night.
That's
Maybe I'll run the
perfect.
right
That's crazy line of the night. Whatever we want to do, Ann. There we go. Oh, that too. Yes, comedy clip of the day. I'm in. All in.
It's fine.
All in. Let's do it.
Exhibit might be here. Come on, everybody.
So, is this technically That's Crazy on Friday now?
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
Why don't we do whatever?
We'll go to last night. We'll go to last night where the Philadelphia Eagles scored 21 points in the fourth quarter to win that game, or excuse me, 17 points. I don't know how to add every once in a while, Frank.
Right.
But Ben Solak of ESPN now. The Eagles last night had 150 rushing yards before contact.
That's a lot of big holes.
That's per Next Gen Stats. Third most in the game this year. There have been 222 games in this season in which a team has had less than 150 rushing yards, period.
Wow.
And the Eagles had 150 before contact last night. So just a dominant showing in that. From the Eagle run game.
It was 12-10. I sat down, took a break, ate some dinner, came back. 2 touchdowns in 20 seconds. I totally missed it.
Good night.
Yeah, good night. All right, for mine, we're going baseball. You know, they have the finalists for the MVP, comeback player of the year yesterday. I think it was Chris Sale and Crochet won comebacks. I, of course, only care about the rookie of the year because I have my futures bet with Paul Skeens. But anyway, Sarah Langs, who we're big fans of, she was blown away by this stat, and so was I. Aaron Judge and Ohtani are expected, they're going to win next week, okay? This is the only season where both MVPs had already won one previously since they began voting in 1931. Yogi Berra and Roy Campanella, they each won 3 back in the day. Everyone forgets about Roy Campanella before his tragic
How is that possible?
accident.
That's only happened once.
I agree.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Sean did the meow for us today, and it sounded like, I think it's sick. It needs some cranberry juice. I think that cat needs some cranberry. Anyway, so baseball, they're going to announce all these winners soon. November 18th, I believe, is next week. That's the day. The rookie of the year. That's all I care about.
I just have to say this real quick. We had this giant, beautiful award show last night here at the Cosmo.
Yes.
For Major League Baseball, revealing everything.
That was in town?
Yes, that was at the Cosmo yesterday.
I didn't realize that was here. Why were we covering that?
Frank, the Major League Baseball regular season ended in September.
I know.
It's November 15th.
It's ridiculous.
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
First off, we already know who's winning the MVP, both Cy Youngs at this point. Really, the only question mark out there is who's winning either Rookie of the Year.
It's Paul Skeens.
Maybe. We'll see.
$300.
But it's a joke. What are we doing?
I know. When I was a kid, I remember it being more
announce
like
it during the playoffs. Do it like in the NBA, where the NBA in the past, you know how cool it was to
1,000%.
watch Tim Duncan and all those guys lift the trophy in the middle of the year, in the middle of a playoff run. Ohtani and Judge could have lifted the MVP trophies before the first home games of the World Series. You know how awesome that would have been? Would have been better than the Fat Joe nonsense in New York.
I haven't brought that up on the show because it was just so embarrassing.
It was very bad.
Ice Cube
was okay. Fat Joe was good. Fat Joe, horrific.
You saw New York watch and they're like,
they were like, no one wanted
East Coast, West Coast battle.
It was like, oh, okay, yeah, good. We're going to lose now. And they did lose because Fat Joe was out there on multiple games.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's check today's date. It's November 15th, 2024.
This is 2020.
It's Barbara Walters, how she used to say 20. I've been saying it like that. All right, Jeff, here we go. There's a lot today. I'm going to read you guys all the national days from the National Day calendar. One of them is fake. Everyone will try to pick the fake one. Here we go. National Drummer Day, National Recycling Day, National Bunt Cake Day, National Turkey Hot Dog Day, National Camp T-Shirt Day, Steve Irwin Day, R.I.P., I Love to Write Day, National Philanthropy Day, National Spicy Hermit Cookie Day, National Raisin Bran Cereal Day, National Clean Out Your Refrigerator Day.
What was the cookie one?
I don't know. Spicy Hermit? I don't know. Or do I? Okay, let's see here.
What?
All right. So what do you have? Well, I'll go behind the glass while you think. Sean thinks turkey hot dog is fake.
Spicy Hermit Cookie Day?
Jerry thinks I Love to Write is fake. Vince thinks Raisin Bran is fake. I think Jerry's like, when Frank's struggling, he might be. Jerry has a good thing there. And I know your mic's not working that well today. Which one are you going with?
Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran. Jeff?
I'm going with turkey hot dog.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have two people that have won. It is not Turkey Hot Dog Day. Jeff Parles, and who else had that? Sean. Is Sean on the phone with Kenny White right now? Okay, there you go. We got a winner. We got winners today.
I want my $5 back from the Jets.
I still have that 5 sitting next to my computer. It's still around. So anyway, also celebrity birthdays today. Minnesota Timberwolves All-Star Karl Anthony Towns.
No.
He's on the Houston Texans.
No. Come on, Frank. No. This was a big deal about 6 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. He got traded. Oh, crap. Sean, help me. He's on Minnesota Vikings.
No.
I know. It was a big trade when he went over to the Grizz. The Pelicans.
Can I have all the flags that are in the studio, please?
I Googled this, too, because I'm like, wait, I think
you Googled it and you still put the wrong team down?
Give me a clue.
No, I'm not giving you a clue. It's it's the second biggest brand or one of the Spurs. 3 biggest brands in basketball.
To Houston.
No. Keep going. Keep getting
Golden State.
Keep going.
Boston. LA. Clippers. Lakers.
No. Keep going.
Seattle Supersonics.
They don't exist.
Oh, the Thunder.
No. Keep Thunder. The Thunder. The Thunder.
Charlotte Bobcats.
That's a great one. But
Toronto Raptors.
No. How are you not
Detroit
guessing?
Pistons.
How are you not guessing? This is
Philadelphia 76ers.
I'm now.
Oh my God! New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets.
The Knicks. There you go. Got traded to the Knicks. This is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I work so hard. I can't be up on every sport. Jeff, don't leave. Exhibit, where are you? Jeff has left the program. He was in Minnesota. He's getting another flag from behind the glass, ladies and gentlemen. It's also Randy Macho Man Savage was born on this day in 1952. Oh, yeah. Okay. And lastly, last birthday I'm mentioning because he turns 50, and so I can sing this song. Nickelback lead singer Chad Kroeger turns 50, and now this is how I'm setting up AI Magic. All right, AI Magic machine, do your thing, and it gets me to sing, look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. There we go. Is that Macho Man? I don't see Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know who the hell it is.
Who's that on the right?
On the right, is that supposed to be Randy Macho Man Savage?
No, with the raisin.
With the raisin bran. And then the guy's eating a bun cake and he's writing. Oh, look, he's writing with the bun cake. Neither of them look like Chad Kroeger. Karl Anthony Towns is obviously not.
I don't know. This AI whiffed here, Frank.
They whiffed on that one.
It happens every once in a while.
Maybe it's because they
Our
put
AI
in...
overlords, we still love you.
We still rule the world. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Do you know who Karl Anthony Towns got traded for?
Yep, Patrick Ewing.
Okay, very good.
Oh, shit! I need a towel. That was so full, too. Take the flag. All right. I'm sitting in a pile of iced tea now. Oh, it's just getting worse. I'm making it worse. Oh, my pants. Exhibit! Hey, come on in! All right, I have to stand up. Oh, God. All right. Well, all hell's broken loose. Okay, we're going to need security or maintenance because that was a giant glass of... I need the last sip. Hold on.
What? You know, I got to sit there in about an hour and 38 minutes, Frank.
That's why we'll have maintenance come up. I'm going to Kenny White it. I'm standing. Can you see me? No. All right. Oh, God, my pants are so wet. I just washed these two, and I air dry them so they don't shrink because they fit me perfectly. Now they're all wet. Oh, it even got under the glass. I don't know how that happened. Sometimes the rain came sideways. The iced tea went up. Rain all the time. It's time for the Punch Bowl Pundits, ladies and gentlemen. Now that I'm sitting in a...
How did you even do that?
Do we have a replay? Can we get replays from the live show or no?
Well, I don't want to fall off my cheers.
Not from the. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, there you go. This is why you should. I had the lid on it.
Well, first off, the lid is in the punch bowl. So that's one. Here's the lid right here in my hand.
Well, now Drew Dog has a thread to weave through the montage next week of me spilling iced tea. All right, so keep that lid. That's valuable. I'm going to keep that with all our other paraphernalia.
I think we should sign this and send it off to Joey B at the end of it.
I'll give it to Exhibit when he comes in.
Oh, boy. Well, this went off the rails quickly.
A giant iced tea. All right. Good thing they're only...
All right.
That was the Starbucks iced tea. Starbucks is open 24/7 here at the
That was
South
not
Point.
Starbucks. That was
Jeff,
Starbucks.
Starbucks! Shut up, Jeff. Starbucks. All right, next. What's up? What are we doing? Someone save me. Jeff, go for it.
The Lions are hosting the Jags this week.
They are.
They're big favorites, 2 touchdowns worth. Do they cover? Who are you asking? Are they covering?
I'm asking you.
Who's are you asking? The Lions are covering or the Jags are covering?
The Lions covering. That's why.
And, is Peterson fired after a loss? Doug Peterson's making it the rest of the year.
You think
incorrectly so? He shouldn't, but he will.
Okay.
Will the Lions cover? No.
No?
I don't think they will. That's a lot of points in the NFL.
13.5, 14.
Matt Jones is terrible, though.
Yeah.
We learned that last week. Matt Jones still bad at this football.
Still bad
thing.
at football.
Yeah,
Yet he was supposed to be the savior in New England before he got traded to the Knicks. All right. Well, speaking of the Detroit Lions, Jeff, the reason we bring this up is the other day there was this trick shot guy, and he was throwing gummy bears really far into a bottle of water, and the Detroit Lions tried it, and someone made it, but I'm not going to tell you who. So go for it, Ann. Here we go. So the challenge is to basketball shoot a gummy into a water bottle.
Oh, my God. That's really difficult.
It's very difficult. We tried it here.
How badly? Did it go as badly as what just happened?
Well, we kind of rigged it where we had a hand over and dropped a Jolly Rancher. And by the way, that water that had the 2 watermelon Jolly Ranchers sat in my car and became red water.
The admin made it.
There you go. The administrator made it. How about that? Good for you, administrator.
By the way, that
Professional
you
athletes.
realize with that with what just transpired here.
Yeah,
thank goodness it was the iced tea and not the bowl.
Oh my God! Yeah,
we would have to cancel the rest of the day's work.
To run to Savers.
if it was the bowl. So we like this bowl, all $8 worth of it.
Adam Hurley. There's a man posing as an NBA player by the name of Gabe Vincent. If you see him, teach him to shoot, pass, and rebound. He's on the Lakers, I believe, Gabe Vincent.
That is actually okay. You know where Gabe Vincent is, but you don't know. You know where Carl Anthony Towns is?
Well, I watch Laker games. I'm a Laker fan. B-Town dummy. Why is it that when Frank stands up, he gets shorter? It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting the way he said, "Oh, my pants are so wet." Worst OnlyFans channel ever. Bravo to you, Christian.
I'm going to save the question I just pulled for the end. I'm going to save question 4.
Oh, yeah, I think I know which one.
I'm going to save that for the last one.
Yes, please do.
All right, question 2.
Yep.
Oh, we got Jeremy Roenick.
We got a Jeremy Roenick
When was the last
sighting.
time Jeremy Roenick was relevant?
Well, I think, because he just got inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay, that's good. All right, so we got a video here for Jeremy Roenick.
Yeah, here's the multiple choice. So we have a video of Jeremy skating on the ice by himself, and he's singing. Now, is he singing the song Jeremy by Pearl Jam, Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon, or Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice?
Oh, those are good.
Those are good ones.
Those are good ones. I'm going with Walk the Moon because that seems like it would be the most absurd one.
And roll the clip, crank it up. It's Shut Up and Dance. Jeff is correct. You got it. So he's lip syncing. And it's ambient, so we don't have to worry about the rights. But anyway, he got into the Hall of Fame. I mean, he played for a bunch of teams. He played for, I remember him mostly on Chicago Blackhawks. Played for the Flyers, Kings, and Sharks. None of those teams are into action tonight. But he did play for the Phoenix Coyote, who are now the Utah Hockey Club.
The Phoenix Coyote.
Phoenix
One Coyote.
Well, it's singular? It wasn't Coyotes?
No, it's multiple Coyotes.
Anyway, they are hosting the Vegas Golden Knights tonight. Knights are road favorites, minus 125. Do you like the Knights tonight, Vince? He likes the Knights. Knights, all right. Going to the Utah Hockey Club where there's partial view seats. All right, what do you got next?
Finley time.
Oh, it's Finley time. Ladies and gentlemen, we love little Finley. All right, it's Fridays with Finley's 5-pack of picks. Jeff, I'd like you to watch this 5-pack. It includes both of our teams. Tell me what you think of Finley's picks.
All right, let's do it.
Probably the Jets.
She got the Jet. Probably the Jets. Yes. She likes the Falcons.
I'll pick the 49.
And then the biggest game of the week besides Pittsburgh-Baltimore. She takes the Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so what do you think of Finley's picks?
Not bad from Finley this week. I think the Jets are going to lose because they're an abomination to humanity at this point.
Your favorite team.
The Steelers, we'll get into picks at 12:36 a little bit later. I do have an angle on that game.
Ooh, I like it.
We'll get that. But Falcons-Broncos is a very difficult game. And the fact that
Falcons got to come back and win that game.
The fact that I'm not counting the Broncos out right away should kind of scare everybody.
Is Joey B? No. Joey B is there. Joey B in the he's a Bronco fan, right?
Is he?
I thought he's from Colorado.
I mean, he's a Colorado State guy. I don't know.
Colorado State. Well, I mean, it feels like he's probably. Joey, let us know if you're
Joey, Joey, we like you a lot. I hope Colorado State loses one of these last games so UNLV can get in the Mountain West title game. Sorry, Joey B. Sorry. I know I'm not the only one in this studio who thinks that way right now.
What?
About UNLV making the Mountain West title game instead of Colorado State.
Yeah, UNLV is going to do it.
No. Colorado State needs to lose in order to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
So, sorry, Joey B. We still like you though.
I like Finley's picks. By the way,
they're fine this week.
She's got to bounce back because last week she was under 500.
Oh no,
and she was grounded for a week, so she wasn't allowed to come out of her room. I'm joking. Finley's fine. I do like the Falcons. Got to bounce back. I mean, Denver's going to be. How do they come back from that blocked field goal against their arch rival, the Chiefs? Let's see. Joey B. Giants fan, but forced to like the Broncos. He says, Parles, come on, you're killing me. CSU win tonight. I think he meant win tonight.
I think they will win tonight.
Okay.
Because Wyoming is El Stinko.
Right.
But look, if Colorado State, there's 3 games left.
Yeah.
They win them all. They're playing Boise State in the Mountain West title game, and they will get annihilated by Boise State.
I like the Rams helmets,
But
though.
Fresno State, Colorado State's the big one for our friend Joey B.
By the way, Keith, everyone,
Kyle?
Joey B said Long Island iced tea. No, it was just an iced tea. And everyone is quoting me now saying, oh my God, my pants are so wet. And Vince, what's going on back there? What do we got? Okay, good. We had one more punch bowl, but we're going to save it. We want to bring our guest in.
So we'll hold the last question.
Yeah, let's hold that one.
Yeah,
and
after Lou.
We'll do it during Lou, actually. We're going to grab our headphones. And do we need a 30 break or are we going right in? All right, we're going to go for a 30-second break, check our feed, and then when we come back on the other side, Lou Finocchiaro making his Punchlines debut. We'll be back, and I'm going to dry my pants. Oh, no.
We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south of the border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside. Or maybe you're in the mood for seafood. Big Sur Oyster Bar has fresh seafood prepared right before your eyes. Savor freshly shucked oysters, crab legs jambalaya, shrimp and lobster. Beers on tap and a selection of fine wines are perfect to pair with your seafood favorite. Whether lunch or dinner, you'll love this fun atmosphere, located just off the casino floor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Joey B says, we are day drinking right now. I wish I was with you. I wish I had any sort of beverage that wasn't completely soaking my pants. Jerry just walked over to check on some stuff, technical stuff, and he's like, oh my God, that's a lot of iced tea. Sure was. And now...
And you got to clean it all up.
I will clean it.
Because remember,
you will be sitting here.
I will be sitting right there in about 90 minutes.
I will take care of it.
I want it to be sparkly clean, like nothing happened, Frank.
We're gonna have maintenance.
It'll be like that time. Remember that the football we lost, the squishy football.
Oh yeah, someone exploded that.
Accidentally
Right.
Imploded.
Who blew that up?
That was my fault.
That was your fault.
That was my fault. And that vacuum was a very good friend of mine.
That's right. And I helped you, by the way.
You helped a little bit.
I helped. I didn't have to help, but I did.
You did. I'll help you pick up an ice cube.
Let's bring our guest in, ladies and gentlemen. First time on Punchlines. I know Jeff. He's been on Sports by the Book with you.
One of our favorites.
Yes. All right. He is a fight analyst. Lou Finocchiaro is here, ladies and gentlemen. Lou. I love it. Lou, where are you right now? Where are you located?
I live in Phoenix, Frank.
Okay.
However, it's about a 4-hour and 15-minute drive from my front door to South Point front door, and I'm there often. I'll be there in a few weeks, and I was there just a few weeks ago.
Okay. Very nice. All right. We'll stop by and say hi to the studio here. So listen, we want to talk boxing real quick because obviously this place is going to be packed tonight. I'm coming back to the South Point tonight to watch this fight. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Jeff has been holding back on giving his take on this fight. I think he's amongst the parties of maybe this isn't a real thing, or what is your take, Jeff? But let's hear what Lou thinks tonight about Tyson Paul.
First, let me just say that I'll try and be as courteous and polite as I can be because I'm not the biggest boxing fan, and it's because of these kinds of events. Now, I got nothing wrong with the young man Paul making money for himself. He's doing well that way. He's shining a light on boxing, which needed it as well. He's allowing a bunch of guys that don't have another way to earn decent money, a chance to earn better than decent money. Mike Tyson being the next one up in line, 58 years old, 30 years older than, or
31,
25 years older than young Paul, and 30 pounds smaller than him. 2-minute rounds, 8-round, there's all kinds of different twists to this thing. So without sounding too skeptical, the way this fight is going is that everyone that loves Mike Tyson, which is the whole globe, is betting on Mike Tyson. And those that love money are betting on Jake Paul. So my advice would be to wait until 2 minutes before the first round and make a bet on Jake Paul that you could get at minus 200 or maybe better, I think.
Yeah.
And that's the way, if you have to bet it. I won't watch it or support it. But that's the way you have to bet it, in my opinion.
Okay, well, let's get into the UFC now. There's a big card this week. Is it John Jones is coming back, right? John Jones versus Stipe. Are we saying his name right? Stipe Miocic.
That's a good pronunciation. I wouldn't have thought that an Italian could pronounce a Croatian name so well.
I had some tutoring before the show. How will this long layoff affect Stipe, do you think?
I'm not so sure it will affect him in any adverse way. I think Stipe's biggest hurdle is the fact that he's now 41, but he's the legitimate heavyweight talent in this fight. He is 2 out of 3 against Dan Cormier, albeit some years ago. He's 1-1 against Francis Ngannou, who's still a monster. Stipe Miocic is the GOAT of the heavyweight division. And the reason Jones wants to fight him is because he wants that belt to himself. Jones is the pound-for-pound GOAT in the UFC with something yet to prove against Stipe. And Jones will actually be 9-10 pounds the lighter man in the cage when he gets in there with Stipe. And this is not a John Jones just going to mow down Stipe Miocic like we saw in that fight, Jones's last against Cyril Gane. No, this is not that. Stipe has to be respected way more than that. He's a legitimate, experienced, full-sized heavyweight that's been in with the elite. And the way that to bet this fight, in my opinion, is you either take Stipe for a little because the price is a little obtuse, or you take my approach, depending on where you are and where you can shop. You bet the over 1.5 or over 2.5. I've seen both totals on this fight. Either way, I do like the over. In Jones' last fights prior to his last fight, many of those went to decision, and I could see it taking a while for him to solve Stipe, who is a solid wrestler and a better than solid striker.
Okay, wow. That's good stuff. Thank you. Go ahead, Jeff.
So Lou, just the co-main. Look, just because it's Jones back in the octagon, Stipe, as we know, one of the if not the best heavyweight ever. Chandler and Oliveira is a really darn good fight as well as the co-main here, with Oliveira as a -240 favorite right now behind us at the South Point.
This is a rematch from 2021, and honestly, I don't know what's really could have changed since then, except in 2021, Chandler was 35, now he's 38, and Oliveira's the 35-year-old. Oliveira is taller, younger, and has been more active. He's fought 2 elite top fighters in the last 18 months, whereas it's been almost 3 years since we've seen Chandler. He's been waiting to try and get that Conor McGregor fight, and no one can blame him. But that fight was going to be at 170, and so he's been hanging around at higher weight for a long time. Now has to cut back to his natural 155 to compete with Oliveira, who's been more active. I've just the original line in 2021 was Oliveira -120, and so I agree with that obtuse point spread change now, or I should say money line change. Oliveira being +2 something. Chandler has one way to win this fight, and that's early in the first round or sometime in the first round, catching Oliveira if Oliveira gets lazy. That's the one trick that Chandler has, is his obtuse power.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Jeff, go ahead.
Oh, no. I
wanted to move on to the Bo Nickel and Paul Craig fight. Now, Craig has lost his last 2 fights against top 10 opponents, and it's -1,200 right now for Bo Nickel. Everyone's talking about this guy, Sean, who works on the show. Everyone loves him. Is he going to have an easy time in this fight?
No, he's not going to have an easy time. He's going to meet a guy that's a little bigger than him, that used to fight a division heavier. That's a savant, world-class Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist. Unfortunately for him, kryptonite to Brazilian jiu-jitsu is world-class American wrestling. That's what Bo Nickel is.
Penn State
He's
guy,
got the perfect recipe to slay him. So I think Bo has some things to prove, and rather than try and fight the Scotsman Paul Craig at his strength on the ground, I think he's going to try and dominate him on the feet and knock him out. That is where Paul is most in need of improvement. In fact, he's inept standing, and that's where I think Nickel will attack him on the feet. And maybe you look at Bo Nickel via KO here, not necessarily submission, to try and squeeze any kind of value out of a fight that's close to unbettable.
All right, that sounds good. And then what would be your best pick for the day? We have the sheet here. There's quite a few fights. This is going to be a big card. What are you looking at that you can let our viewers know what you think is a good pick?
Well, people that know me know that I try and find some plus money opportunities. Right. And favorites are running about 70% in the UFC lately, so that's not easy. But I'm going to give you one early in the card. A young man named Hafez fights a guy named Elliott. Elliott ships in from Wales, tough, strong, primarily a striker. Hafez, really strong striker, trains in elevation in Colorado, but a wrestler too. That's the key. He's a wrestler too. You could catch Hafez +230, 1 to win 230. That's my kind of talking right there. And that's the best I got. I'll leave you guys at the punchlines with my best punch.
I love it, Lou. Lou, you are Italian, right? So you were impressed that I could say Stipe Miocic?
So impressed. I knew it was just your natural linguistic ability, Frank.
I saw the name and originally I was going to go Stipe Miocic, but no, Jeff Parles told me the correct pronunciation. Lou, you have the greatest Twitter handle I've ever seen, Gamblue. So follow Lou at Gamblue. We're going to take a look at that. I like that line on Hafez. Basil Hafez +230. We appreciate you giving a pick during our picks at 12:42 segment. We went a little different today. But Lou, thank you very much for joining the show. And when you come to town, stop in and say hello.
Thanks for having me so much, guys. Jeff, great seeing you again.
Always a pleasure. Sounds good, Lou.
All right, very good. So he gave us a dog. Matt Neverett even told me if he gives you a dog, you run to the window with it. So we like that pick. And Jeff, you have some picks that you want to do in Picks with 12th Strike. Chris, we can bring Chris in. Chris, do you want to come on?
Please do.
Chris Andrews, Sportsbook Director. Chris Andrews is here.
You see what Frank did this
I
time?
hope he did.
I just
it didn't hit any electronics.
Thankfully, he didn't destroy any the microphone.
Well, I was thinking about a TV.
No, he's already done
it's
that.
all-
He has a.
We're getting a new desk anyway. Come on.
Oh, by the
we
way,
have a concept of a plan for a new desk.
Okay.
by the way, real quick on the fight tonight.
Yeah. Yes, I wanted to get your take on this.
So let's just do this. Mike Tyson is 58 years old.
He is.
Hasn't had a sanctioned fight in almost 30 years.
30 years.
He nearly died a few months ago.
Yes, ulcers on a plane or something.
And now you're having him fight. Now, granted, Paul hasn't fought anyone.
Correct.
But after watching that stage slap yesterday, I want whatever roids Paul is on at this point.
Right.
This is not a real fight.
Okay.
It's not a real fight. If you bet actual money on it, go. There are better ways to go spend your $10. I would say.
Yeah, look,
even though I know I'm in the minority on this.
Yeah.
Because I know Chris, the handle's been absolutely asinine on this.
I'm
far.
sure. And the fight will be seen. You can come down to South Point, watch it. We have it here for free. And we grew up in an era where boxing was, boxing was on ABC when I was a kid. I remember watching Larry Holmes fight Randall Tex Cobb when I was a kid on ABC.
Yeah, I was a little bit past the time of the Friday night fights where they had them on pretty much every Friday night. But we had a lot of great fights, like just on network TV all the time,
Yeah. And then, the middleweights were like, I grew up with Hagler, Hearns, Sugar Ray was my favorite, Roberto Duran.
Yeah.
Then HBO had Alexis Arguello all the time. And all these fights were always on HBO on a Saturday. And that's how I love boxing. So, yes, I think anyone over 50 is rooting for Mike Tyson. Anyone over 40 is rooting for Mike Tyson. I'm rooting for Tyson. And we saw the line's actually gone up to plus 220 right now here at South Point.
And we're all over the place. And I told him when I left, I says, take pretty much anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if we move the number, we'll get money back the other way. Whatever they want to play. I've seen some big action.
Yeah. And
we've had some big action here too. But there's I saw one guy bet $1 million.
$1 million over at Caesars pays like $454,000 if he wins. DraftKings have a couple $500,000 bets, all on Paul. So,
the big money's on Paul for sure.
Big money is on Paul. Would you like to talk some picks of football? Would you like to get to something that won't aggravate you as much as
that
this?
doesn't aggravate me. It's just if this is what boxing is, then why does the sport even exist anymore?
Well, I think that's why UFC is king right now. So,
it's whatever. All right.
Why? Do you have it?
Doesn't hit the same. Anything in baseball, anything doesn't hit the same.
It's Jeff's famous quote. Why is anything in baseball anything?
That doesn't really hit. So college football wise, Chris and I talked about this on Monday. Actually, this game, Kansas goes to BYU, where I finally have some numbers that back up everything I've been saying.
Do you hate or love BYU?
I can't stand it.
That's what I thought. Don't you have a bet with somebody?
No, that was basketball.
Okay.
But that was different. So this year,
I'm going to take a sip of my remaining tea.
BYU, according to CFB data, who, by the way, was all over Oklahoma State being the luckiest team in the country last year. Look what's happened to them this year. BYU is the third luckiest team in college football this year with 2.5 more wins than expected so far this year.
Is Pitt still in that list? Because you were complaining about Pitt for a long time.
No, Pitt fell out because Pitt is 14th.
Okay.
But they fell considerably after
the Virginia
losing
loss
last week and getting destroyed by SMU.
Virginia was bad, yeah.
The number one team actually for luckiest is Syracuse.
Really?
Which makes sense because they probably got all that luck in the UNLV win. And number two is Arkansas State. You would know better than me out there, guys.
Oh, yeah, the Arkansas State.
So then Kansas.
What are
Kansas.
Red Hawks.
Red Hawks? Is that what okay.
For who?
The Arkansas State?
Red Wolves.
Red Wolves.
I think they used to be the Red Hawks, though.
Okay.
Yeah. So the unluckiest teams in college football.
Okay.
Number one is Auburn, which if anyone's been an Auburn game this year, you know that's the case because they keep finding ways to lose.
Okay.
Number two is Central Florida. I guess that kind of makes sense, too. They've been finding ways to lose, too, this year.
They did, yeah.
And then number three is BYU's opponent this week, the Kansas Jayhawks.
Wow, really? Wow.
So finally, I have the data to back me up, and the betting market's telling you that Kansas is probably the right side here.
We did the show on Monday, and I remember saying my numbers, just raw numbers, came to BYU 4, and I told Jeff then, when I'm making my numbers. Boy, I would have loved to take in Kansas +4 because the power rating, the number, it just gives you a place to start.
Okay, sure.
You know, and then you go from there. So don't get married to any power ratings. You know, and right there, I'm looking. Boy, I think Kansas is the right side. Meanwhile, it's under 3 now. When I'm going to give my plays later on, Jeff, I'm not going to give Kansas because. If it was 3, I'd give Kansas. And right now, I don't want to give somebody anything that's out of the market.
Right.
Okay.
You know? So it's 3 with juice on the dog, or you could bet a money line too.
So I went money line for the exact reason that Chris just said. I don't want to give out a 2.5. Rather, at that point, in all honesty, if you're taking a 2.5 point underdog, you're expecting them to win the game more times than not. So yeah, it's the worst of the money line number, but at this current number, I still think it's good. I think Kansas wins the game. Sounds right. Let's go to Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
What? 10 a.m. Sunday?
I have the Steelers. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for you guys.
That's a good thing.
But we talked about this on Monday, too. I get Baltimore so high in the power rankings. I understand it. Their offense is clearly the number 1 offense in the NFL.
Making the Steelers a dog at home.
Forget that.
Come on.
Baltimore's defense. Chris and I talked about this. Baltimore's defense stinks.
Throw some moonballs. Get Russell Wilson in there.
This should be a really close game. There might even be 3.5 by the time this game goes off.
All
the
the
way
money's
this is
on
going.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Right, I can
all
tell
their
you
games always finish within 3 to 4 points usually.
You know, and it's one of those things where you have these perceptions in your mind, and they're hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
But there's a 20-year perception that Baltimore has this great defense. Well, not this year.
Yeah.
They really don't.
And Kyle Hamilton is playing or not? He's out, right? I think he's hurt.
I haven't seen anything recently on Hamilton.
I like that kid a lot, by the way.
Out, but the last report I saw that he was expected to play.
He's expected to play? Okay.
It might not be 100%. And then the last one, I think this is the first ever teaser in the history of this show. We're doing Kansas City up to 8.5, along with the Bengals up to 7.5 here. We'll take these two games.
So that's a late game and the evening game. So
so look, I mean, 2.5 is like the greatest teaser number out there. So
definitely.
We'll take that.
2.5 and 8.5.
Why is 2.5 the greatest teaser number? Let everyone know.
Well, you're first off, you're not supposed to tease 3 to 9 technically. Well, the math guys get aggravated at you when you do that, right?
No, it's not great. It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but you're getting through. You're getting through all those key numbers going from 2.5 to 8.5. You're getting through 3. You're getting through 4. You're getting through 6. You're getting through 7. You're getting through 7.5. And Ron pays for the most one-score games in NFL history this year.
Is that right?
Yep. Yeah. Ron pays for it. So Kansas City, and then also too, even when Kansas City plays Buffalo, they don't get. If they lose, they don't get destroyed. So
no.
And then the Bengals and the Chargers, I just think that's going to be a grind out, low scoring game. So I'll very happily take more than a touchdown.
And that was flexed in to be the night game on Sunday.
Thank goodness
the
we don't have to watch the
1.5s
Jets and the
are
Colts.
usually good to tease up. And but to Jeff's point too, the other way on 8.5 is good. You get from 8.5, you could tease down to 2.5.
Right.
Which
Okay.
makes you get through 7 and 3 and 6 and 4 and all those.
I kind of like the Lions. You think it's too many points?
It's a lot of points in an NFL game, Frank.
It is.
It's a lot of points.
Mac Jones 14, is the quarterback.
13.5. I know. They covered last week with Mac Jones, with Darnold not throwing a touchdown, throwing 3 interceptions.
I know,
and he was still the better quarterback in the game last week.
All right, I'm going to go with the Steelers. I'm going to ride the Steelers. I'll go with the Steelers. I rarely give the Steelers out, right?
Yeah.
I have the Lions and Steelers. I'll go with the Lions. And he's convincing me to want to go with my home team. I didn't want to be a homer and take the Steelers, but you give me the Steelers at home. Lamar Jackson against the Steelers is not good. As the way Tomlin's calling him Mr. Jackson, showing him respect.
Tomlin might be a lot of things. Dumb ain't one of them.
He is not dumb. That is true. He's calling him Mr. Jackson, Miss Jackson if you're nasty. All right. So I'm going to go with Steelers. And I know. That was for Vince. Okay. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the segment Sweeping the Nation we do every Friday. Jeff and I love doing. Ladies and gentlemen, hear ye, all rise for Judge Chris Andrews. I would rise, but my pants are soaking wet, and we've already seen. Do you want to see if they're still wet or dry?
I don't need to see it.
They're still wet.
Okay. All right.
Can we call maintenance? Is there a broom anywhere I can get?
We cut that in the edit.
No, that's our new Ed Ames axe throw moment. Okay. Topic number 1. Now this is kind of playing off last week. By the way, Judge Chris Andrews, he is not a real judge, but his judgment here is law. Jeff and I last week talked about the best uniforms in the NFL, so we figured it was natural to do the worst all-time uniforms. Jeff kind of made a rule that they had to be worn in the 2000s.
No, you made the rule.
I did? I said all-time, I thought.
You said in the last 20 years. All of mine, even though they are not initially all from the last 20 years, they have all been worn in an NFL game in the last 20
All right,
years.
Your Honor, if I may speak.
Please.
If I can have the floor. Your Honor, here are the 3 worst uniforms in my opinion. I'm going the Jacksonville Jaguars, the mustard color rush uniforms. There you see Jamal Adams right there. Is that Jamal Adams? Yeah. I'm going with the lime green color rush, Seattle. Now, I like Seattle's uniforms. If you put blue pants on those, I actually like them. But all green, please. And then Miami Dolphins, who was in your all-time favorite. That is the Dolphins wearing the red.
That
early
orange,
2000s.
That orange looks red. What's going on there?
Orange, red, whatever it is. When you have baby blue or teal and you have a classic uniform like the Dolphins, don't mess with that. Who does that even look like? That looks like they're playing like Clemson or something. I have no idea. But those are my 3, and I believe we might have one in common is what I was informed.
They're pretty bad, I
They're
guess.
pretty bad. All right, Your Honor, so...
Seriously, what was going on with that Miami? I'm almost making your case.
I kind of remember that.
But those
vaguely, yeah.
Goodness, it looks more red than orange.
They were
totally
horrible.
screwed it up.
Oh, no, you didn't.
We obviously I don't like yellow.
You don't like yellow.
I don't know what's
Throw
going
the
on.
flag on, Jeff.
There's the yellow right there. Look, Frank and I agree on those. Whatever those Jaguar color.
I don't know.
I mean, you start sweating through it. It just looks so bad all the way around. The Denver Broncos
Those are the
original
AFL.
AFL jerseys, where it is the mustard and then the poop on the bottom and just all the way around.
No, which one is that?
The
That's
far
in the middle?
left was
The
Denver
far
in the
far
AM.
left.
The far left.
Yeah, they
That's
were
the original. Do you
Yeah.
remember their socks?
No.
They had stripes that went this way.
Yeah,
Go look up Floyd Little, number
Oh, I
44.
remember they just got into the Hall of Fame recently by the Veterans
Who
Committee.
deserved
Yeah.
it. Their
He did.
socks capped off.
All right.
They were the worst. They were horrible.
They were horrific.
Now,
And I think
I'm
those
not going to let you even talk
and then
about
the last one.
That's Heath Miller.
Is that Heath Miller?
83,
I
that's
didn't mean to do it to Heath.
That's
but
all right.
The Bumblebees are horrific on every level, and I know I'm going to lose this because of the Pittsburgh-centric nature sometimes of this program. But
Could you put them both up?
Yeah, Paul, can you put ours side by side?
Yeah, put them side by side. Can't do
Okay,
that.
so
so
you
you've
can toggle
heard-
back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they're all sick. All 5 of these are pretty brutal.
I also want to point out, Your Honor, that I had Denver in there as well, and Keith Lyle, who put this together, goes, you guys had, Jeff and I are simpatico on the uniforms, because we had 2, and I said, all right, I'll take Denver out, and I'll throw the Miami one in that I had originally, and I thought Miami, I would make my case, because last week you had them, and they are classic, the blue. This is ridiculous.
Okay, here's where
Your
I
Honor.
see it. 2 of them are, because one you share, so I can't,
Right.
rule against
Throw
that.
that one out.
Okay, then you got the Miami one, and then the
Denver one was the bad one.
what's that one?
That's Seattle. That green was Seattle.
Okay, no, who's the one in the middle there?
That's the Jacksonville. We both had the
So that's the
Jacksonville.
Simpatico.
Both
color
at
rush.
Jacksonville. So to me, it comes down to the Bumblebees,
Right.
or the lime
The lime green,
green.
exactly.
And I can't tell you, I hate them both so bad.
This is going to be a close call, Jeff.
Oh, close call. I'm going to give it to Frank.
Oh, yeah. You can't throw the Steelers in there.
Well, just by this much.
I actually
This
kind of
much.
like the Bumblebees. And
I hate the Bumblebees, but I hate that lime green even more.
It's really bad.
They're both just horrible.
they have a version. Seattle's a version where they have the blue pants with those, and they look pretty good. Reno Paul, big Steeler fan. I hated those Steeler uniforms. Joey B, Parles plus $9.99, plus minus $9.99. Frank plus minus $11.99. Is that on winning this? Oh,
Yeah.
Joey B set a line. All right.
Boy, you made a hell of a high number on Frank, although you got there. That's like laying 10-1. I'll flip heads on, and then flip it, and you say, "Oh, I won."
It's okay. Joey B. Sportsbook is broke already. It's
By the
okay.
way, Dean Hilt wants to say, I don't trust Kansas.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
It's fine. I mean,
Well, one team's going to win, one team's going to lose.
One team's going to win, one team's going to lose, and one team's been super lucky, and one team's been super unlucky.
Then Paul,
and if that continues one more week, BYU wins.
It might happen, yeah. Of course.
Oh, yeah, Keith Lyle. Cobb versus Holmes made Howard Cosell retire. I remember Howard Cosell, during that Randall Tex Cobb fight, he said, if they let this fight go the distance, I will quit. And I don't think he ever called another fight. I think he actually quit.
I'd have to look.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Okay, here we go. Topic number 2. What are the best 3 team names in the NBA?
I want you to go first here.
I will. All right. I have 3 team names, Your Honor. I went with teams that are, their nickname is identified by their city. I think Detroit Pistons is a great name. They wear red, white, and blue. It's all American right there. That is Motor Town. That's the Motor City. They make cars, a piston constantly firing. I thought Detroit Pistons was good. Also apropos, the Houston Rockets being where NASA's based. So the Rockets seemed like a good name. And I also went with, just because I've always liked this name, the Trailblazers, the Portland Trailblazers. Lots of scenic routes up there you can hike. I had alternates that I won't get into. But I'll stay with Pistons, Blazers, Rockets. 3 teams that you love the names.
Can I object to the question?
Yes.
No.
Why?
No, answer the question.
Oh, okay.
No, thank you. Sustain.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
He's not allowed to sustain.
I'm not. I keep forgetting that.
Where are you getting these sustained
I don't
things?
know. I watch LA Law.
All right, very simple.
Well, pay attention next time you watch it.
All right. Very, very simple.
Objection.
The first one is the Clippers, because when's the last time we mentioned a boat and called it a Clipper?
Correct. It was in San Diego when they were in San Diego. So you like that name?
Your Honor.
Whoa. Objection.
Let the witness speak, or let the attorney speak.
Might as well be the witness. But the Clipper, it's classic. It's real fun. I love the Clipper name, even though they stink. Terrible team all the way around.
Great stadium, though.
The Lakers is also in there because it makes absolutely no sense that the Lakers are in Los Angeles. Of course, they were in Minneapolis. They didn't change the name because I don't know why.
Yeah.
But terrible. It's a good name, though, even because it's so ridiculous.
Okay.
And then the last one on the ridiculous end. When's the last time you thought about Utah and thought about jazz?
Okay.
When's the last time you thought about that?
Of course,
it was great in New Orleans, made perfect sense. You go to Utah, the Jazz, really, but it makes it so ridiculous that it's a great name.
Your Honor, the trial was based on great names and not bad names, Your Honor. I just want to point that out.
I didn't say they were bad. I just said they were good for ridiculous reasons.
Let's go through this. First of all, Frankie, you picked the Pistons.
Yeah, great name.
What was this?
Rockets, Houston Rockets.
No, what was the next one?
Portland Trailblazers.
Trailblazers, of course, that's because of the Oregon Trail.
Sure, the Oregon Trail.
You know, okay. Houston Rockets. Do you know who owns them?
NASA.
Tillman Fertitta.
Who's that?
A man who told me I was no longer employed at the Golden Knight. You came up with the Clippers.
Yeah.
Which when they were really bad, everybody in my little circle called them the toenail clippers. There's no jazz anywhere near Utah.
Not quite.
And there ain't a lake MacArthur
Lake.
Yeah,
right?
MacArthur Park. Yeah. It's over by you ever eat at Langer's?
Like the King. Langer's. Are you kidding me? The number 2 or whatever they call it.
I think it's the number 17
pastrami sandwich
in the world,
downtown LA.
But there's that lake right there.
Yeah.
That might be the only lake anywhere
it's
in
like
LA.
Echo Park. Yeah, that is.
So I mean, it pains me when I have to roll with Frank.
No, boom.
Oh,
you should have gotten no contest there.
that might have been, because the Tillman Fertitta thing may have, weighed you down.
I didn't do my research.
We had problems, but they got resolved.
Okay, all right, good.
And that's in my NDA. Okay,
all right,
good.
this final, it's in the NDA. You can say that. All right,
Can you do a number 4 actually instead of number 3?
Oh, I like number 3 a lot.
If you want to go number 3, I'll defer to you, Frank.
Okay, well,
three's fine.
What was number 4?
That was going to be the UFC nickname, but 3's fine.
Oh yeah, we got time for both. We'll squeeze them both in.
Well,
all right, if you had a UFC fighting nickname, what would your name be?
Oh, you go first. I want to hear yours.
Frankie 5 Fingers Nicotero. 5 fingers make a fist. Frankie the Fist.
We get it.
Frankie 5 Angels. That's from The Godfather 2. That was Frankie Pantangeli. So I don't know. So Frankie Fists. Fists of Fury, Frankie.
What was the thing you used earlier in the show on mine?
Oh, I didn't do Chris's intro.
Yeah, you didn't. What was the exact wording for mine again?
Hold on. Yours was in the blue corner, fighting out of the fighting city of Allendale, New Jersey, weighing in at his current weight with a lifetime record of hosted 322-0. Jersey Jeff, the king of stats with no tats.
That's it. The king
Jeff
of stats.
Pound the parlays.
And look, if I lose because Frank came up with it, it's fine.
That's all
but
right.
the king of stats with no tats is an awesome awesome
Hold
UFC
on.
name.
Oh, God dang it. I got to find Chris's intro.
Somehow the papers did not get drilled by the iced
Everything went
Like
nuts.
Try to get a little more disorganized next time.
It was because of the tea. It was the tea incident.
We don't take excuses
I was spilling
here.
tea. From the fighting city of Pittsburgh, with a career record of 412-0, all by knockout, a.k.a. the Churchill Kid, with the best right hook in the sports book, Chris the Crusher Andrews.
That's good.
Dang, there we go. We got the bell. That
bad.
was Chris's intro. Not bad. The Churchill Kid. All right, so do you have a nickname for your...
What I just said.
What did you say?
The
stats with no tats.
the king of stats with no tats. Yeah.
All right, I would give that one... Oh, wait, I'm not rolling.
I'm going to give mine.
All right.
That's
All
fine
right,
with me.
I want to do the last one, but not least. We'll make it quick. Who is the most annoying sports personality on TV or radio?
You can go first. I defer to Floor.
Why?
Because I defer to Floor.
I want to say that Your Honor, I used to hate Stephen A. Smith. I used to find him annoying. But then Frank Murgy, who watches the show, got me. He's like, started to say, no, really listen to him. Ignore the antics that he does. He hates the Dallas Cowboys, which I love. So I don't hate him as much. Skip Bayless, I didn't like for a long time. I don't hate Chris Collinsworth. I don't hate Joe Buck. I don't know if there's anyone who really bothers me that much on sports media personality. I mean, Stephen A. Smith seems like an easy target. Skip Bayless.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I want that all thrown out from the record because he didn't say anything.
I'll go Chris Collinsworth.
No. Oh, wait.
Chris Collinsworth's
you have to pick
kid.
one.
No. All right, Jeff, who sports personality that annoys you?
Oh, boy. You know, I don't like throwing anyone under the bus in this industry
but do
because
it.
it
Yeah,
is
but
such...
Stephen A. Smith's making $10 million a year.
I know, right?
You feel fine throwing him under the bus.
I was going to pick you, but then you spilled your iced tea everywhere.
We still have to watch the
You at
replay.
least showed your charm in that. But no, you know, I will go with ESPN play-by-play guy Joe Tessitore, who some people really do like.
Yeah,
and I think he's awesome on boxing. He's awesome on boxing, but on college football, for whatever reason, I just can't do it for whatever reason.
Okay.
But it's such a hard profession that everyone is great in their own way, and I know that's a cop-out, but it's
Your Honor, I want to point
such a
out
hard
Joe
profession.
Tessitore might be Italian, so I just want to point that out.
Do you ever see the Larry David episode when he's in front of the Jewish judge?
Yes.
And he starts, shalom.
Like this. Oh, yeah, he does the whole
judge,
thing as they pull
Get
him
the
out.
hell out of here.
Yeah, okay.
No, you're guilty. So I'm throwing the Tessitore thing out. I'm still rolling for you, Frank. I can tell you, Stephen A. Smith drives me nuts. And
right.
Well, I like watching Get Up in the morning.
Yeah.
And I watch.
You didn't pick Stephen A., did you?
I kind of.
You didn't pick anyone. Wait a second here.
He kind of went
Your Honor,
Stephen
just hit
A.
the gavel. It's officially over. It's over.
Order in the court. You don't say order in the court either. My wife, she hates him so bad that we watch Get Up, and she has her finger on the remote. She does not want to hear one syllable from Stephen A. If she does, she's like mad for the next 15 minutes.
Oh, my God. All right, Joey B. Parle needs to yell out, did you order the code red? Oh, that's a few good men. Frank has the UFC nickname The Blade. Frankie 2 times. Spills Nicotero. Stephen A. Smith wears. Sean, behind the glass. Tony Romo. You don't like Tony Romo?
I'm with Sean on that, too.
Yeah, he started out great.
Started out awesome.
Become a little insufferable lately.
Yeah.
Dean Hilt says this is better than Perry Mason. Frank and Jeff with Judge Chris Andrews equals my cousin Vinny 2.0. I love it. All right, Chris, you made some ribs at home.
Yeah.
Because we talked about KC Barbecue last week, and we got talking. You said you make the best ribs, so we're going to go try a rib after the show. We have Kenny White's Dog of the Day. Kenny White's Dog of the Day is... That's okay. Kenny White gives us a dog of the day, and it gives us an excuse to play a cute dog clip right after it. So here we go. Kenny's dog of the day. I think, Sean, you called him, I believe, if I remember correctly. Was it? It was Spurs. Yeah, San Antonio Spurs. Talk amongst yourselves. So ribs, the fight's going to be on tonight. Come down to the South Point.
Yeah, we'll have it on, and we'll have it on two of the TVs here. We got a couple college football games, a couple not bad too. But
Two good ones, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll have the audio of the fight playing.
Audio of the fight.
Audio of the fight. You can come down to the South Point. I'm going to come back down. All right. So Kenny likes the. Okay. Oh, there's the little graphic for Kenny White's dog of the day. Spurs +3 versus the Lakers. Gabe Vincent will hit a game winner I'm predicting now because he's my favorite Laker because Jeff was impressed that I knew where he played.
Wait a second. You just picked against Kenny's dog.
No, I'm joking. I'll go Kenny.
Standing in the kitty bed.
What happened with this dog?
Is it because the kitty is in your bed?
Okay. Cat took the dog's bed.
Is that it? Oh my.
That's our dog of the day, ladies. He is not going to fit in there.
No chance.
My man. All right. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you watching the show. We will be back Monday with Alex White. And don't forget, if you're new to the show, we see a few names I didn't know. So if you want to be one of those names and get in the chat, just click subscribe. After 5 minutes, you can make comments. We'll be back Monday with a montage that will definitely have me knocking over my iced tea. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Vince. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Ann. Jeff Parles, always a blast on Friday. Oh, no. Are we ending with the replay? Thank you, Chris Andrews. Punchlines live in Nevada. It's right on my lap. Call maintenance. I need a mop.